Everyone has secrets they keep to themselves, but have you ever been curious about the secrets of Hollywood's biggest stars? These shining faces with their seemingly quintessential white skin, which you might assume are solely representative of one culture, are actually black, a part of their ethnicity that few might guess. Behind the dazzling spotlights, the glamorous photo shoots, and the blockbuster roles lies an untold story of racial discrimination, silent pain, and relentless battles to overcome the prejudices of an industry rife with bias. These individuals conquered the Hollywood spotlight while carrying an unbelievable secret about their skin color. Are you ready to discover that these stars are not who you once thought? Prepare for unimaginable surprises. 1. Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, a renowned actress, once captivated audiences as Rachel Zane in the hit legal drama Suits. She impressed not only with her acting talent but also with her elegant demeanor and inspiring speeches. However, the most significant milestone in Meghan's career came when she became the Duchess of Sussex, joining the British royal family in 2018. Her wedding to Prince Harry was seen as a symbol of love transcending all borders and prejudices. But few know that she carries multiracial heritage, as her mother is black. When Meghan was 11, during a summer afternoon in Los Angeles, she and her mother went grocery shopping. At the checkout, Doria was refused service by a cashier. The reason given was simply, "We don't serve people like you." Standing beside her mother, Meghan's small heart sank as she watched Doria maintain her composure despite enduring racial discrimination. She could never forget the image of her mother walking away with heavy steps. A few weeks later, Meghan entered an essay contest at school. She wrote about that afternoon, describing the injustice and her own feelings of helplessness. Meghan's essay was not just a story, it was a call for fairness and compassion. Upon reading her work, the judges remained silent for a long moment before announcing Meghan as the winner. It was the first time she realized the power of words. Years later, after becoming a duchess, that story became the focus of media attention, but not in a celebratory way. Newspapers questioned Meghan's suitability for a royal role solely because of her black heritage. Meghan tearfully recounted how she cried upon hearing criticism from those who were supposed to protect her. Night after night, she wrestled with questions of self-worth, ultimately seeking therapy to maintain her mental well-being. Meghan Markle is a living testament to resilience and determination in overcoming adversity. She refused to let societal prejudices hold her back, instead transforming them into motivation to fight for equality and justice. From Meghan's story, we learn that a person's worth does not lie in their skin color or origin, but in their will and relentless effort. She is a symbol of courage and pride in the journey to break down all barriers. 2. Nicole Richie. Nicole Richie is a fashion icon, a reality television star, and also a talented designer. Her name is associated with the hit show The Simple Life, where Nicole and her friend Paris Hilton created hilarious yet dramatic moments. From a rebellious young woman, Nicole rose to become a role model for a healthy lifestyle and refined taste. But interestingly, behind that glamorous facade, she carries a story about her origins that few know. The summer she turned 16, Nicole participated in a major fashion show for the first time. Wearing a gorgeous white dress, she stepped onto the runway, her eyes full of hope. But her dream quickly shattered when the head designer glanced at her and coldly uttered, "You're not white enough to represent this brand." Those words were like knives cutting deep into her self-esteem. Nicole left the runway, tears streaming down her youthful face. She felt lost, belonging nowhere. For years later, at the age of 20, Nicole decided to confront her past. She returned to the small neighborhood where her grandmother lived. The old wooden house came into view, along with the figure of her grandmother, small but resilient. When Nicole entered, her grandmother embraced her tightly, her trembling hands gently stroking her hair. "You carry the strength of your ancestors within you, Nicole," she said, her aged eyes shining with pride. Amidst old photos and family stories, Nicole felt a deep connection to her roots for the first time. Her grandmother's words awakened her. There was no need to hide, she was the light of both worlds. Nicole Richie is a testament to the blend of two worlds. One side is the glittering spotlight, the other is humble but powerful roots. Her success comes not only from talent but also from the courage to face the past and overcome all prejudices. Nicole's story is an inspiration for those seeking their identity in life. She teaches us that only by accepting ourselves can we shine our brightest. 3. Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph is a multi-talented artist, renowned for her work on Saturday Night Live. With her distinctive acting style, Maya has demonstrated her versatile ability to transform into various roles, from comedic to dramatic parts in television shows. Even so, Maya has always felt like an outsider in her own life. Born into a biracial family, she never quite fit in with the children around her. Her brown skin and curly hair were the only things she could be proud of, but they were also what made her feel isolated. When she entered the entertainment industry, she hoped to find a place for herself, a place where she could showcase all that she had to offer. But then, she realized that things weren't as easy as she had imagined. One day, when she walked into a casting room, the director merely glanced at her dismissively and uttered a cold remark, "You need to look whiter, we need a more suitable image." Those words were like a knife stabbing into Maya's self-esteem. She didn't know how to process what she had just heard, only silently leaving the room. Her eyes welled with tears, her heart ached, and once again, Maya felt she wasn't good enough, not beautiful enough, and seemingly could never be accepted. When she returned to her mother's house, something changed. Her mother, with kind eyes and trembling hands embracing Maya, said, "You are our pride, you don't need to change anything. You are who you are, and that's the most wonderful thing." Those words gently seeped into her heart, soothing the wounds she had carried within her for so many years. That night, amidst family stories and dim lighting, Maya felt a deep connection to her roots for the first time. She didn't have to change to be accepted, because she herself was all she needed to be. Maya Rudolph's story reminds us that behind every success is a journey full of effort and willpower. Maya has not only become an icon of comedy but also an inspiration for those who face prejudice. She proves that only by respecting and honoring our origins can we truly shine. 4. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is an indispensable name when it comes to action films. With his role as Dominic Toretto in the Fast and Furious franchise, he has become an icon of strength and loyalty. The films not only grossed billions of dollars, but also solidified Vin Diesel's position in international cinema. Despite his success, not many people know that he once struggled in his early days in Hollywood because of his heritage. In the summer of 1987, Vin Diesel, a passionate young man from New York, set foot in Hollywood with a grand dream of standing on the illuminated stage. But he quickly realized that this world was not as easy as he had imagined. Every time he went to an audition, he faced an obstacle he couldn't overcome: his skin color. Casting directors always looked at him through a discriminatory lens, not giving him a chance to showcase his diverse abilities. Vin sat in the room, looking out the window, and wondered if he was capable of overcoming all of this. These thoughts gnawed at his mind, but instead of letting them defeat him, Vin made a decision: if Hollywood wouldn't give him a chance, he would create one for himself. With unwavering determination, Vin began writing the script for his first film, Multifacial. This was an honest portrayal of the difficulties a multiracial actor faces in an industry that constantly categorizes and judges based on skin color. Multifacial was not only a turning point in Vin's career, but also a voice for those like him, those who are overlooked in the glamorous world of Hollywood. The film emerged as an affirmation that, despite the pain and disappointment, he would never give up on his dream. Vin Diesel is a clear demonstration of overcoming adversity to achieve one's dreams. He not only inspires perseverance, but is also a symbol of pride in one's origins. From Vin's story, we learn that identity is strength, helping us shine amidst challenges. 5. Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. Starting from his WWE wrestling career, he quickly conquered the big screen with a series of blockbusters such as Jumanji, Hobbs and Shaw, and Moana. With his muscular physique and humorous personality, Dwayne has attracted millions of fans worldwide. Though he appears strong on camera, The Rock, like everyone else, also has his own pains and concerns about his origins. In a 2015 speech, Dwayne Johnson, with a deep and emotional voice, shared about the challenges his family faced when living in predominantly white neighborhoods. He recalled those days when strange looks and racial discrimination were always present, making him and his family feel like strangers in their own country. However, Dwayne didn't let those things define him. When he decided to pursue a wrestling career, he continued to face prejudice, but this time, it came from the very people he sought recognition from, the WWE trainers. As soon as he entered the training room, Dwayne felt their disdain. They didn't see a potential talent in him, but only a man of color, an image not appealing enough for them to give him a chance. But Dwayne didn't falter. He persistently trained, pushed past his own limits, constantly proving that success is not bound by skin color. Dwayne Johnson is an icon of strength and resilience. His story teaches us that nothing is impossible when there is determination and belief in oneself. He has broken down all barriers to assert his self-worth and inspire millions of people around the world. 6. Wentworth Miller. Wentworth Miller is known for his role as Michael Scofield in the acclaimed series Prison Break. With his cool demeanor and sharp intellect, he quickly won the hearts of global audiences. This role not only brought him fame, but also earned him a Golden Globe nomination. However, not everyone truly understands the unique origins of this actor. In the fall of 1988, at a small high school in a quiet California neighborhood, Wentworth Miller, a 16-year-old boy with brown skin and curly hair, walked into class with a sense of isolation. Born into a biracial family, with a white mother and a black father, Marcus always felt like he belonged nowhere. His classmates often looked at him with curious eyes, and probing questions like "Are you white or black?" haunted him every day. However, Wentworth was not one to give up easily. When he was invited to join the school's drama club, he hoped to find a place where he could shine, but after just one audition, the judge's cold rejection shattered his heart. "You don't have the right look to participate." The feeling of being judged solely because of his skin color, not his talent, deeply hurt Wentworth. But instead of letting those setbacks defeat him, Marcus decided not to stand idly by waiting for opportunities. He began writing his own scripts, stories about young people like himself, about discrimination, about dreams crushed by prejudice. He didn't wait for recognition from anyone else, but created his own path. Marcus learned step by step about acting techniques, and in each role, he was not simply a character but also a story about himself. Wentworth Miller's story is a testament to inner strength and the will to rise above. He overcame all prejudices to assert himself in a highly competitive industry. Miller reminds us that it is precisely our differences that create strength and uniqueness in each person. 7. Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones is a familiar face in the entertainment industry, known for her roles in hit comedy series such as Parks and Recreation and The Office. Besides her acting career, she is also a screenwriter and producer, and even won a Grammy for her documentary Quincy about her legendary father, musician Quincy Jones. With her father being of African descent, it's no surprise that Rashida also carries that heritage. In the summer of 2002, Rashida Jones stood in a casting room where the atmosphere was heavy with skeptical glances from the judges. She had prepared thoroughly, but despite her striking appearance and large eyes, a part of her felt like she didn't fully belong. Born into a biracial family, with an African-American father and actress Peggy Lipton as her mother, Rashida had always lived with a sense of displacement. She has light skin, but whenever she walked through neighborhoods, she could still feel the gaze of others, not quite black, but also not quite white. She was always in between, perpetually divided. That audition was no different from the others. A producer, looking at her with impatience, said bluntly, "You're not dark enough to play black, but you're not light enough to play white." Those words were like a slap to Rashida's self-esteem. She felt like an invisible person, unable to find her place in this world. And then, Rashida decided not to let those criticisms defeat her. She began seeking other opportunities, roles that were not confined by stereotypes. She participated in smaller projects, got involved in producing films and shows where talent was the deciding factor. Rashida Jones is a role model of self-confidence and the effort to overcome prejudice. Her story teaches us that true beauty lies in diversity and individual personality. Rashida has proven that, with perseverance and passion, you can overcome all limitations to succeed. 8. Pete Wentz. Pete Wentz, the bassist of the rock band Fall Out Boy, is one of the most prominent musicians of the 2000s. With his distinctive style, he contributed to shaping the emo punk genre and conquered global fans with hit songs like Sugar, We're Going Down, and Thanks FRTHMMRS. He is also the founder of the record label Decadence Records, which has supported many talented young bands. Behind his success, Pete Wentz also has secrets about his ethnicity that he always wanted to keep hidden. In the summer of 1998, Pete Wentz sat alone in his band's recording studio, staring intently at the wall. The sound of a guitar echoed, but inside he felt empty. Although he had started his music career, young Pete still couldn't escape the feeling of not belonging. Growing up in a suburb where racial diversity was still considered strange, Pete couldn't avoid the taunts from his friends about his tan skin and naturally curly hair. But he remained resilient, determined to pursue his musical dream. However, when he stepped into the music world, he realized that racial prejudices not only existed in everyday life but also permeated this industry. Once, when he was invited to participate in a photo shoot for a music magazine, the editorial staff rejected him because he didn't look white enough. Such comments made Pete feel extremely disappointed and tired. He was boxed into a corner from which he couldn't escape, deemed unsuitable for the traditional rock star image. But instead of letting those criticisms bring him down, Pete decided to use music to tell his own story. He wrote and sang about the difficulties, the feelings he had to endure, acting as a bridge to break down racial barriers in the music industry. Gradually, Pete Wentz's music attracted the attention and affection of audiences, breaking down stereotypes and proving that talent is not distinguished by skin color. Pete Wentz is proof that music has no boundaries of skin color or race. His career and story encourage everyone to accept and honor their individual identity. Pete is not only a music icon, but also a great source of inspiration for those seeking the confidence to rise above. 9. Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals, the star of the classic film Flashdance, once captivated the world with her alluring beauty and powerful dance moves. Her role in the film earned her a Golden Globe nomination and cemented her status as a pop culture icon of the 1980s. And believe it or not, Jennifer Beals also has African heritage. One summer morning in 1982, Jennifer Beals stood in front of a mirror, adjusting her long black hair, preparing for an important audition. She had just set foot in Hollywood, a place of dazzling glamour but also filled with harsh beauty standards. Jennifer was born into a multiracial family with an African-American father and a white mother of Irish descent. But in the eyes of many, she didn't quite belong anywhere, not light enough to be considered white and not dark enough to be black. Growing up in Chicago, she was accustomed to being constantly questioned about her origins. What are you, really white or black? But she learned to live with that question, finding ways to answer with actions rather than words. When auditioning for Flashdance, Jennifer faced a series of doubts. Many believed she wasn't typical enough for a Hollywood star. Some even asserted that her being chosen was simply due to luck. You can't become an A-list star, a producer bluntly told her at a party in Beverly Hills, because her appearance didn't fit the beauty standards of Hollywood at that time. Those words were like a blow to Jennifer's spirit, but instead of succumbing to sadness, she channeled all her energy into proving them wrong. Jennifer Beals is an ideal example of perseverance and self-respect. She overcame all prejudices, proving that talent and passion are not limited by any standards. Jennifer's story reminds us that self-confidence and being true to oneself are the keys to achieving success. 10. Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson is a versatile actress who has appeared in many famous films such as Sin City, Rent, and Clerks II. With her unique beauty and outstanding acting skills, she has conquered not only the screen but also the Broadway stage, establishing herself as one of the most talented stars of her generation. In addition, the story of this star's ethnicity has also intrigued many. Growing up in the Bronx, Rosario Dawson always felt like an outsider. Born into a working-class family with a mixed heritage of African, Puerto Rican, and Cuban descent, she not only faced poverty but also endured ridicule about her origins and appearance. The children in the neighborhood often called her stranger, the scrutinizing glances when she walked into the classroom, or the malicious comments always made Rosario feel lost. She never felt like she fully belonged anywhere. One summer day in 1995, while wandering the streets of New York, a surprising event changed Rosario's life. A film producer discovered her and invited her to participate in the film Kids. Despite having no acting experience, Rosario quickly tried her hand and played a role in this film. However, the welcome was not always warm. She recalled once being rejected for a lead role in a major film, simply because she looked too mixed and was not sharp enough to play the main character. Those criticisms not only hurt her, but also made her doubt her own abilities. But instead of giving up, Rosario was determined to prove that she could overcome everything. She continued to pursue her acting career and gradually affirmed her talent. She not only succeeded in her career, but also became a powerful voice in the fight for racial equality. Rosario Dawson is not only an excellent actress, but also a symbol of resilience and courage. She inspires all those who are facing difficulties, reminding them that with perseverance, all dreams can come true. 11. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas with her timeless hit All I Want for Christmas Is You, is one of the greatest vocalists of all time. With over 200 million records sold worldwide, she has received countless prestigious awards, from Grammys to Billboard Music Awards. Not only a music icon, Mariah is also known for her genius songwriting and rare whistle register, captivating the world. But behind the glamour, Mariah carries a secret about her heritage that few would suspect. One afternoon, at a party in Los Angeles, as Mariah was conversing with a group of producers, one of them looked at her with suspicion. "I don't know where you belong," he said. "You're not quite white, and you're not quite black. You'll never truly be a big star." Those words were like a slap in the face. Mariah didn't want to admit it, but it touched a deep wound she had always tried to hide. She had often asked herself, would she forever be in between two worlds? Born into a multiracial family, Mariah had always felt like she never fully belonged to one world. She wasn't like the black kids, but she wasn't completely like the white kids either. Every time a new opportunity arose, she couldn't help but feel lost amidst the expectations of beauty and standardized images. But instead of letting those words crush her, Mariah decided to fight back. She began writing songs from the heart, expressing the complexity of her identity, and asserting that no one had the right to limit her with racial prejudices. Her early hits like Vision of Love and Emotions became symbols of breaking down all barriers, and from then on, she wasn't just a star, but an icon of freedom and the right to be herself. Mariah Carey is the embodiment of overcoming hardship and rising above, transforming pain into art. She has proven that origin or skin color cannot prevent a person from reaching their dreams. Through Mariah's story, we learn that it is precisely our flaws and wounds that create the strength for us to break through. She is an icon of pride, resilience, and the yearning for freedom on the path of self-discovery. 12. Troian Bellisario. Troian Bellisario, the actress famous for her role as Spencer Hastings in the hit television series Pretty Little Liars, is not only a familiar face on the small screen but also a multi-talented creative. With her powerful roles and nuanced acting skills, Troian has won the hearts of millions of viewers. But few know that she actually carries a very special heritage, a part of her black family, which creates a story that not everyone knows. The first day Troian realized that she was not just a white girl with long brown hair and bright eyes, but also carried a part of her black heritage, was a day she could never forget. She was only 12 years old when she first heard her mother talk about her paternal grandparents, who were of African descent. Although she didn't live with her paternal family, Troian had long noticed strange moments when her friends at school questioned her skin tone. At the age of 16, when she began entering the entertainment industry, things became even more complicated. An audition for a film forced her to face a harsh reality. The director looked at her and asked, "Can you straighten your hair?" That question was like a slap in the face, as if her true image was not accepted in an industry full of beauty standards. However, facing those challenges, Troian Bellisario did not give in. She continued to persistently pursue her acting career and always kept her family heritage in her heart. Bellisario is not only a talented actress but also a role model of resilience and inner strength. She has overcome prejudices about skin color and appearance, learning to stand firm between two different worlds. The lessons that Troian brings are invaluable. There is no need to change to be accepted, and whoever we are, we can shine in our own way. She is living proof of the power of diversity and the strength from within. 13. Cash Warren. Cash Warren, son of actor Michael Warren, a prominent African American, rarely mentions his family heritage. Although he grew up in a multicultural family where he inherited valuable values, Cash chose to remain silent about his origins. He understood that, in this world full of prejudice, public disclosure could disrupt his relationship with Jessica Alba, his wife, a prominent Hollywood star who has faced no shortage of attention regarding her ethnicity. Instead of talking about skin color, Cash lets his family and career speak for themselves, choosing to live discreetly, allowing those unspoken truths to become an integral part of his own story.